curriculums and so on. So I'm pretty sure that there is a part of Lego education that is focusing on sort of primary school, and then the various steps up in the educational system, and so that the products will sort of expand and be more interesting for older children. They might not want to learn stuff with Duplo bricks. They might want to learn stuff with Lego Mindstorms instead, or something like that. So we do, again, just to tie those two together, there is a lot of Mindstorms products and so on, also in the educational field. So that's what I know. I'm sure a lot of my colleagues in education could be able to elaborate a lot more on that, but maybe also take a look at their website. I think you will be able to see some different ideas.
So the next question is about Classic Space. Could you talk a little bit more about Classic Space? And we have a lot of viewers that have been asking about the Space Police.
Oh, yeah. Also something that is we don't have any Space Police products exhibited in, and that's I know it's a shame, but it's just, we have so many things, we've just covered like more than 20 years, right? And it's we can't put everything in here. So Space Police is sort of after the original, gray and blue Lego Space, which we introduced in the late 70s. It's one of the many space themes that are introduced up through the 80s and 90s, and hugely popular as well. Some awesome models with Space Police as well, and also there's a little bit of an element of good fighting evil, because together with Space Police we also introduced for the first time, I think they're called Blacktron, which are sort of the evil space guys in dark black suits, and so Space Police are there to sort of make sure they behave and so on. So we start to see these different factions of space, as well as we've seen in other.
I've actually heard that we do have some Space Police here.
We do have some Space Police.
Do you think we can dare to try and get in there?
Oh, go into let's see if we have enough cable. Oh, yeah. But because I was only thinking of the timeline. Yeah, okay, so let's see.
Find a daring thing to do.
I'm just walking ahead to try and see if I can find them. Maybe we have. Do we have any Space Police? So welcome to a different part of this fantastic exhibition. So what I can see is that we have the Blacktron I talked about is over here in the corner. I don't know if we have cables enough for going over there, and I think there might also be, I can't remember if there is a Space Police over there, but at least we can see the faction that was sort of they were fighting against, if you could call it that. So let's do we have enough cable? No, we can't. So
I don't have the cable for
but anyway, this is a fantastic backdrop for more questions. But right over there, we actually have a few from that period, and maybe also I can see some Space Police from over here.
Cool.
But that's easy for me to say when you can't see it.
So the next question. We've skipped past the monorail. Can you talk a little bit more about this, and why was it discontinued? And can you talk about the monorail in Lego?
A little bit. I have no idea why it was discontinued, I have to say. A fantastic product. So we have some different monorails. I think the first one was actually a space monorail in 87 or something like that. And then we also had a monorail in town, Lego Town, what we today know as City. So we had that in 1990, I think. So hugely popular sets. It's battery driven. So I think it's 9-volt batteries. So you can really sort of we have the space version right here. So I'll just take a close up. So this is for those of you who doesn't really know what the monorail looks like. This is these very iconic sort of rails that this train rides on, and so that's the space version I mentioned. And again, later on we get a version in town as well. Hugely popular sets. I would have died if I got that for Christmas when I was a child, that's for sure. And I'm sure a lot of other people have the same thing. But again, I don't have any knowledge about why we don't have them anymore. That's just, I'm sorry, I don't. Cool. But at least we got to see it, right? And now we're back here in our timeline here. But you got a peek of something different also.
So we've stopped here just next to the paradoxes of management.
Yeah.
And the question is, how did he come up with the 11 paradoxes of management? And this is a tricky question. Why 11?
Yeah. Actually, I have no idea why it's 11, but I do know he didn't do it on his own. So take a look. We can get a close up, and maybe you can sort of see. It was Kjeld, and then it was his head of human relations, a guy called Per Sørensen. Those two were the ones who came up with these 11 paradoxes. And of course, the symbol, and you get the idea with paradoxes. And I don't know if you can see, but otherwise I can sort of read. One paradox was, when did the manager, you have to take the lead, but also, when to reside into the background, So again, that's a paradox. Can you do both? That's the case, right? So it's these opposites across each other that should make managers think about how to behave and be mindful of, even though you need to be visible, sometimes you also need to be able to stand in the background and let your employees, go with an idea or something like that. So again, it was not just Kjeld, but Kjeld and Per Sørensen who together created these. But I do not know why 11 actually. So I guess maybe that was just the number they sort of landed on. Yeah.
Cool.
Anti-answer for me, but that was what I knew.
Well, the next question is about introducing the 9-volt trains and the 9-volt monorail system.
Yeah.
They did it parallelly, so they did both the trains and the monorail at the same time. What was the motivation to offer both at the same time?
Yeah.
And could you tell us a little bit about the 9-volt?
That's a great question. Before that, we had 4.5 volts trains, and I believe also 12-volt trains, and then we sort of merged that into so that everything ran on 9-volt batteries instead, and so there was some sort of uniformity in that in some way. So again, the monorail and not so. Again, I'm not sure, but looking at the monorail, this first space monorail, that is. You need something that looks a little bit futuristic when it's up in space, right? It's a train that is sort of riding on the surface of the moon or another planet, and I just, me personally, if they were running on, ordinary ordinary rails, you know, I would like being, yeah, okay, you know, but the monorails are a little bit more futuristic in how they look and work, in my opinion. So I guess that could be one of the reasons why we introduced this monorail with space in I think it's 88, 87, something like that. And then we had the more ordinary rails for more, you know, town set, again, everyday life as you know it, things you can relate to. That's something we've talked about earlier also, that was the whole idea of town sets and very much also trains and that product line. We had a completely product line for trains, Lego trains. That was a separate product line from 80 onwards and around 20 years. So again, giving people something they could recognize from wherever they lived. And again, space, more futuristic. That's the best sort of I think I can do. Yeah. Rambling on here.
The next question is okay. This is a question about the knights in the Castle series.
Yeah.
As in, we had the Crusader and the Black Falcon and the Black Knight. And they're very popular in the Castle theme.
Yeah.
Do you know which knight is the most popular for kids at that time?
No. Actually, no, I don't. But we did have a lot of different factions, and some of them were considered the good guys, and some of them were considered the bad guys, and so on. But actually, no, I don't have any sort of knowledge about, you know, were some of them more popular than the others. I'm not sure. I don't, of course, some sets were more popular than others, but that is more to what was that set about, you know, a huge castle, that's something everybody wants, you know, and so maybe if it's a Black Falcon castle or Crusader castle, you know, I don't know if that was the reason why it was a success. So yeah, no, sorry, I don't have any sort of insights on that. Yeah.
Then we got a question about Star Wars, the Star Wars license.
Yeah. Should we go over there?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
And I'll do a question over there.
Yeah. Just to take a look. Want a close up?
Oh yeah, let's do that again.
Yeah.
So the question is, at the very beginning of the Star Wars license, did it take a big place in marketing, design, and products, and how much did it?
Yeah. So it was a big deal for us. So of course, you know, there was a lot of focus on it in when we introduced it in 1999, and also, you know, again, as I mentioned, it came simultaneously with the episode 1 coming out in cinema. So of course we had all of this hype that was going on. So it was a big deal. Not to say that we didn't focus also on other products. Of course we did, but it was something new, and it was somewhat of it was a new thing. It was a gamble, you could say, for us, because it was something we've never done before. I can also add that we were a little bit sort of afraid of, should we go into this universe, because we know there's conflict. So you know, but then we did it because it's a fictive universe. So that's one thing. Yeah, but yeah, lots of focus on it.
Cool. So I do have the last question.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
I'm just gonna read this. Your day-to-day task and regarding the study of Lego history, going through archives, etc. Do you still find something new which is not known?
Oh yeah.
Something still surprise you?
Yeah. So again, if you were here just a few sessions ago, you know, we just discovered that Godfred was a really big part of the creation of the Lego brick, and he was the guy who actually came up with the tubes. We've not known that before. So yeah, we do still digging in our archives. We do still learn new things. I learn new nuances every single day still, and I will until the end of time. You know, there is such a huge story history here. So yeah, for sure. So that was what we had time for. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I hope my answers made sense. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you next time.
Thank you very much, Christian. So we are gonna now have a slide about the next tour that we are doing, and just to make sure that we are having the right one on there. I don't think we have. It's getting there. I know that the next tour is on September 1st, and again, you are very welcome to come and sign up on our website to find the sign-up sheet there. We are gonna do the next live tour a little bit differently because it's gonna be 30 minutes earlier than we have been used to. But we're still gonna focus on the next session and the next part of the live session. I'm gonna go in front of the camera. So what I just wanted to tell you is that the next session, the live session that's going to be on the September 1st, is going to be the same time frame, just 30 minutes earlier. And we're going to focus on the last few years of the LEGO company. So from 2001 until today. And Christian is going to answer all your questions there on that time period specifically. In the end, I want to say thank you so much for joining on our live session here, and I hope that you've enjoyed it as much as we do. Have an awesome day.